Hey Mel, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
I'm all right.
Outside of your rant?
Well, I'm just trying to. Well, thankfully, I'm just outside of the city, though they always find ways to nickel and dime you on fees, and I pay taxes in other ways in the city. But just trying to figure out how I'll come up with that budget to cover this plan to save the world.
Yeah, it seems strange too. Again, my whole take on it is, being penalized when we, in many circumstances don't even have alternatives yet. So very strange. And in fact, we do have that story on the website. Our reporter Amanda Brown has dug into that climate initiative that is going to, as you mentioned, Corey, cost us to the tune of $87 billion over the coming decades for this municipal climate plan in Calgary. It's going to be a pricey one. We have some great stories up. One from the World Health Organization regarding the unsuccessful bid to forward its pandemic treaty. It's now concluded at the World Health Assembly, and several politicians from around the world have actually come forward to sort of call it a victory, including our CPC leadership candidate and MP Leslyn Lewis. So we've got that story up on the site. Saskatchewan Premier Scott Moe appoints the province's first female justice minister during Tuesday's cabinet shuffle. We've got another story on opposition leader Candice Bergen. She's calling out the prime minister for penalizing Canadians at the pump on purpose, just sort of continuing to fortify the fact that he is looking to pull investment from Canada's energy sector. Bank of Canada has raised interest rates yet again. So if you have a mortgage coming up for renewal soon, sounds like those rates are expected to continue to climb over the next year or so. So lock them in as soon as you can. Vaccine mandates have led to the discharge or discipline of about 1,600 soldiers within Canada. Also, speaking of soldiers in Canada, we've got a column coming out from our Linda Slobodian with regard to how veterans, our Canadian veterans, are waiting just an absolutely agonizing long period of time to access their disability benefits. In some cases, up to 2 years before they're able to access the benefits that they need to deal with injuries, PTSD, things like that. So just a very sad story there for the people, for the women and men who have served our country. We also have a story up from our BC reporter, Reed, who looked into BC being the first province to decriminalize cocaine, meth, and ecstasy. So going a little bit beyond the marijuana drug of choice. And we've got another column coming out from our Mike Thomas, who says, Trudeau is an authoritarian creep. So you can dig into that. He's got comments from several people. And our reporter Amanda Brown is digging into a story on Tim Hortons app. I don't know, Corey, are you a Tim Hortons fan, or do you drink Tim Hortons coffee?
No, their coffee is vile and overrated, but I got to admit, Jane is an addict to it, so I've consumed a fair amount. Well, we have to, it's easier than fighting over which drive-through we're going to go to.
Right. And same with my husband. Big fan of the Tim's coffee. He has the Tim's app. I'm not sure if your wife does, but apparently it's come out now that the app has almost continuously been tracking people with the app through geolocations. So we'll have that story coming up here fairly soon.
Yeah, so you can't even buy a cup of coffee without losing your rights to privacy. Well, again, we do it willingly. We're not paying attention. We install these apps, and we'll see as that story develops. Maybe somewhere in the small print when that app was installed on their phones or whatever, there was something saying they were going to do it, and people didn't pay attention.
Well, and that's a good point. It's a good point. Those all of those little things that you're signing off on when you accept the app, you really might want to take some time to read some of those.
Yeah, the small print, it'll get you every time. I still remember buying into getting, I think it was, like a free cassette every few months from Columbia House or something. And I didn't read the small print. Those guys were after me for years afterwards.
Years. Oh, I know. It was hard. I had that too. It was hard to get out of that one.
Right on. Okay. Well, thanks, Melanie. Lots to cover and lots to write on as always. So I appreciate you giving us the update, and I'll talk to you later.
Of course.